in the middle of a romance apocalypse. There are more single adults than ever before. Marriage is on the decline. The birth rate is at the lowest point in history. People are not connecting and forming real relationships. For the first time in human history, the very concepts of marriage and romance, God, the family, gender, and even our national anthem are under attack. Our American values have been slowly deteriorating and replaced with liberal, progressive values. We're in the middle of not only the romance apocalypse, but a war on our very souls. Speaking the truth is called hate speech. Patriotism is now called racism. Believing in God makes you a bigot. The current state of America is directly intertwined with the current state of our relationships. We are actively enslaving ourselves into a loveless, joyless, genderless future. Men and women of common sense and a moral compass need to wake up to the destructive madness that is being thrust upon us in the name of progressiveness and political correctness, and look ahead to where this ideology and agenda are ultimately taking us. We can make love great again. We can make America great again. But we need to remember who we are. We need to remember the spirit and the values that once made this country and our relationships so great.
This is a struggle for the survival of our nation. And this will be our last chance to save it. This election will determine whether we're a free nation or whether we have only the illusion of democracy. And we will make America great again.
Hey folks, what's up? It is DeAnna Lorraine and you are on Make Love Great Again. What's up, guys? You're on the New Right Network and it's Friday. Kind of casual Friday. What's everyone doing today? How's everyone going? How's everyone doing? It's been one heck of a week, if you ask me. How's it been for you guys, though? It's been a crazy week, right? Ah, hi, Shooter. How are you? Sounds like you have great news for me. Well, then I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for you anyways, and all of you, because you guys are so awesome. And Shooter Down Under has been trying to get some interviews for me, which is awesome. Now, it's been a week of lots of news this week, and I'm trying to think of where we should start first because there's so much interesting news coming through. But, you know, I think that we're going to have to start with the Kavanaugh shit show, and then we'll go from there. Yeah? Cool, guys. I have had confirmation from some of the people I contacted with who are interested in doing an interview with you. Awesome. That's great. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you for trying to get interviews with me on my behalf. That's awesome. I really appreciate it. It's been a crazy week of interviews, actually, too. I've had a couple interesting interviews this week on RT News and Fox News. And then, if you can believe it, I went on CNN last night. Out of all places, my nemesis, CNN. Couldn't believe it, but yes, I kind of had a baptism by fire last night by going on CNN, and it was pretty crazy, I have to admit, but it was definitely a lot of fun. So hopefully that link will be out soon. Let's see. Perfect. All right, just a sec, guys. I'm just going to move a couple things around so that we can watch the news together. Okay, let's first start with There's very few people in the room today. Probably was because my stream was so bad the other day. I'd apologize for that. My stream was terrible the other day, and I've been on with tech support all morning trying to get the situation resolved. If it's not resolved today, it definitely will be resolved tomorrow, because that's all we're doing today is resolving these tech issues. So no more. Okay, let's talk about the crap show that is the Kavanaugh hearing confirmation. The Kavanaugh confirmation, but really I don't even want to call it a confirmation, because let's just be honest, it's a circus. The Kavanaugh Circus. That's what it really is called. So the Kavanaugh Circus has been completely interrupted by crazy, loony liberals. And all day, all they want to do is obstruct and interrupt and protest and scream like little children. I mean, I can't believe the way that they're acting. And I really can't imagine that this is possibly going to be good for anyone, right? I don't know how this is supposed to be helpful to them come midterms. We all know that Kavanaugh is a rock star choice for a Supreme Court justice. You know, Trump did pick a rock star candidate. He's more than qualified. Everyone knows it. Yale graduate. You know, he has 307 authored opinions that he's authored, 450,000 plus documents and files and emails that they've already been through that are public from his time in the last 13 years as a judge in the circuit. And really, they haven't found a flaw. There's no flaws. He is flawless for the most part for a candidate. So the fact that they're going in there and going again to try to do another witch hunt, which is what they're best at. They're best at these witch hunts. They're going in and trying to do another sort of special investigation, a witch hunt, to try to find some sort of flaw with him, find a crime, is really obscene. And it's their loss in the end, because I do believe that Kavanaugh will be confirmed, and they're the ones that are going to look like total idiots along the way. And I think that they're going to turn off people who are a little bit right of center, or they're more in the center, and they're going to say, you know what, I'm tired of these antics. These antics are embarrassing, and they don't represent me. They don't speak for me anymore. So let's just look at just a few of these antics. While I'm pulling this up, how has your experience with watching the Kavanaugh hearings been going? Have you been watching the Kavanaugh hearings at all? Hey, Russ. We've got Russ in the house. Jill Colton. Cool. Stream problems. Oh, is it still stream problems? Hey, if you guys can tell me if there's stream problems on your end, let me know, because I've been working with tech support all morning, and we're trying to figure out what the issue is. Thank you. Blonde from the belly of the beast, and she has been interested as well. Oh, awesome. I haven't been able to get in touch with Blonde from the belly and the beast. So let me know, raise your hand if you're having stream problems. Let me just let tech support know real quick. Stream problems. Okay, thanks guys, I'm letting them know. Kill all men? Why do you want to hashtag kill all men? We don't want to hashtag kill all men. We love our men. Okay, so just look at just some of these antics.
Free healthcare, free medical care, and free education. California.
There's our man, but we're not going to watch him just yet. Let's watch some of these protests that are just insane. They're just screaming.
As the Supreme Court has put it, quote, unless the president can give his advisors some assurance of confidentiality, a president could not expect to. But you spoke about my decency and you spoke about my decency and integrity, and I think you are taking advantage of my decency and integrity. So
this is so terrible. These are paid protesters.
So dozens of protesters did get escorted out of the room, some around.
This is embarrassing. This is really embarrassing for Democrats because he's going to get confirmed. I know it. He's going to get confirmed. This isn't going to be a problem. I don't think it is. So it's really them who end up looking like, why would they want to look like assholes and absolute lunatics on the way out? If you know someone's going to get confirmed anyways, or there's a good chance of it, you're going to be the one who's losing. No one thinks these antics are cute. No one thinks they're clever. No one thinks these are not going to endear anybody to their party. If anything, I think that people that are like sort of tinkering on the center or left of center are going to say, look, this is just too much for me. I don't want to be associated with the party of crazies, right? It's too much. It's, they can't even talk in this hearing. It's absolutely insane. Russ says, I'm getting about 1 frame a minute video. Audio is also breaking up. Even at 144, it's buffering. Wow, that is very interesting. Let me tell tech. Okay, thank you. Yeah, the speed of the internet's fine. Everything is fine. Something's going on with the OBS. Something is going on with OBS. It's saying encoding overloaded. Consider turning down video settings or using a faster encoding preset. But all my presets are fine. We already went over it this morning. We went over it yesterday. So we have no idea what's going on. But hopefully we can get some smart tech people who can figure this out. I apologize. It's not the internet. The internet isn't the problem. All right, so let's look at Cory Booker's absolutely bizarre moment yesterday, too. Look at this kind of political grandstanding. This is embarrassing for him. So embarrassing. Like, really?
I appreciate the comments of my colleagues. This is about the closest I'll probably ever have in my life to an I am Spartacus moment.
See, look at she can't even keep a straight face. The lady in green, she can't keep a straight face. She's cracking up laughing because she knows this is so stupid. Do they have a script and they all just play a role like actors, right? I mean, this is basically what they are. They're actors. They're all just playing a role. They all have lines to read, and it's all political theater is what this is.
My colleagues, numerous of them, said that they too accept the responsibility. There were very serious charges that were made against me by my colleague from Texas. I don't know if they were political bluster or sincere feelings. If what he said was sincere, there actually are Senate rules governing the behavior of senators. If he feels that I, and now my fellow colleagues who are with me, have violated those rules, if he is not a tempest in a teapot,
a tempest in a teapot,
then bring the charges.
A tempest in a teapot.
Go through the Senate process to take on somebody that you said is unbecoming to be a senator. Let's go through that process, because I think the public should understand that at a moment that somebody's up for a lifetime appointment, that this issue, does the public have a right to know? This is not about the Presidential Records Act. This is not a violation of the Presidential Records Act, not a violation of Senate rules, sir. But if somebody's going to land those charges, I hope that they will follow through with me and Senator Durbin.
This is so stupid. You know, it's not going to work for them. It's not going to end well for the Democrats, I think. This is no different than, I mean, this is just them screaming like you're putting out fire. They're just screaming and they're having such a panic attack. This is full-blown panic attack. This is desperation. Did we do that? I mean, I hope that we didn't, so I can't be hypocritical, but when Democrats were confirming a Supreme Court justice, did Republicans hire protesters, bring them inside the courtroom and scream and, throw fits and dress up in costumes? Did they do that? I kind of think that they didn't. I would hope that they would, and I hope they would compose themselves better. But, even very feminist liberal Lisa Blatt said, Kavanaugh is the best choice that liberals could reasonably hope for. Right? He's not a bad choice. He's full of integrity, and I don't think he's necessarily going to turn the court hard right. It's just going to be, it's just going to be another Supreme Court justice that's conservative. What I really can't wait for is Ruth Bader Ginsburg to get a little more senile, if you know what I mean. But anyways, Kavanaugh is strong on guns. He is, he believes in God. He's Christian. He has a great family, great marriage. And all I know is if anti-Americans hate him, social justice warriors hate him, feminists hate him, they think it's the end of woman and the death of woman if Kavanaugh gets confirmed, then I say confirm him, because something great is happening with him. Everyone that the Democrats hate, we can say they must be good, they must be gold. And the most ironic thing out of all of this is that they hated him and they want to see all these papers on him, these documents. They want more documents, more time to review the documents. Yet these are the same people that said vote no on him and obstruct him no matter who he is before they even knew it was Kavanaugh that Trump chose, right? So you can't, the hypocrisy is just so bad and so obvious at this point. They can't hide from it anymore. Their true colors are showing way too much. So that's my thoughts on Kavanaugh. They're embarrassing themselves. The next thing is the editorial or the anonymous op-ed. The anonymous op-ed is another crazy thing, and I have to say, and same with the book Fear. They might as well call it fear mongering or fear porn, because that's all that it is. This is constant fear mongering. It's inciting fear in the American people that doesn't need to be there and that shouldn't need to be there. It's an invalid fear. It's unwarranted. But the Democrats continue to eat this stuff up like it's Thanksgiving dinner. Over and over again, the same thing, fear, oh my gosh, fear in this administration, fear in Trump. It really is fear porn. Okay, so, and that's the thing. Predictably, there's going to be another book that's going to come out next week. We had Omarosa, we had that other guy, I can't even remember what it is now. And now we're going to have probably another book or op-ed come out next week. And that's the thing that they don't get. It has become predictable at this point. It's almost boring at this point. Their histrionics are obvious at this point. So, what they don't seem to get is that most conservatives or people that are supportive of Trump and his administration and his vision are bored with this nonsense. We're like, okay, we get it. You're not saying anything different. Yes, you're saying the exact same thing over and over again. You should be scared of Trump. Be scared for America. Be scared of his administration. Check. All right, what's next on the, to-do list of things to check off of these editorials and anonymous sources books? How about he's incompetent? Check. He's childish? Check. He's impulsive? Check. He name calls? Check. He's temperamental? Check. All right, and he's unconventional? Check. What else is new, right? This isn't news. people who are supportive of him, they understand that they say this over and over and over again. There's nothing new that comes from these anonymous sources. It's the exact same regurgitated facts and inside scoop or inside sources. Nothing new. And look, when everything that Trump does is either crazy or evil or racist or misogynistic, then nothing is racist, misogynistic, or evil anymore, right? Nothing is. Those words have lost their value completely. They've been so watered down, so overused and abused by liberals that it falls on deaf ears. And any kind of anonymous source at this point, because we've caught them in so many lies and we've found them to be so lacking in credibility, the New York Times especially has no credibility with most Trump supporters and conservatives. No credibility at all. We've also caught the New York Times in many lies. That these stories, unfortunately, may be true. There may be truth to these stories, but they fall on deaf ears now because of their own fault. It's only the media's fault and leftist fault that it falls on deaf ears. They have only themselves to blame because of how many times they've sounded the alarm, how many times they've screamed that the sky is falling and the world's going to end because of Trump in the White House, and the world never ends. In fact, just the opposite happens. Our economy is booming. Jobs are soaring. Unemployment is at an all-time low. There's so many fantastic things going on in the country and in the world because of Trump. Trump is making new alliances and new agreements and relationships with world leaders that were never made before. Bringing world leaders to the table, and to the negotiating table that other leaders said, they're too scary. They're dictators. We can't bring them to the table. We can't sit down at the table with them. They've always been turned off by them, but Trump is bringing them to the table. He's getting rid of bad trade deals. He's getting rid of areas where America was being ripped off. He's trying to get more people off of food stamps and working. He's trying to enrich farmers again. He's trying to enrich the military again. So many great things. So just the opposite is happening when they keep saying that the sky is going to fall and the world is over with Trump in the White House. And they can't stand it. They can't stand him winning. They can't stand the America that we love doing well. And that's what's so crazy about it. All we see these anonymous op-eds and this fear-mongering book and all of these things, these fear porn, the same thing over and over again. What it really is, what I see it as, we are cutting off the head of the snake. And when you cut off the head of an evil snake, what happens? It still stays alive for a little while. But it's writhing and it's screaming and it's hissing and it's moving all around going crazy because it knows that the end is near. It knows that its time is up. Hashtag time's up should not be about men. It should be about liberals. It should be about the deep state, the cabal that we're trying to take down. That is what we're ending. That's who its time's up for. And remember, the deep state is all about projection, right? It's all about projecting what's really happening with them. They project it onto the public. So when they do the hashtag time's up campaign, they know deep down inside it's really their time that is up, right? And this is all we're seeing. And most people who are woke, like people who are in my community, most likely, you are woke, you are wise to these tactics, these Marxist deep state tactics. And that's what you see it as. You see this fear porn coming out every other day. And again, predictably next week, they're going to come out with something new. We're not bothered by it. We're not fazed by it. And we see it for what it is. It's just the head of the snake, writhing and screaming in pain, knowing that its time is near and desperate to do anything to stop it. Desperate to hold on to power and control. So desperate. I see every one of these moves as just desperation. And it's pathetic, really. It's really pathetic. And unfortunately, you know, the funny thing is they don't get it. They think we're stupid. They think that every time they come out with one of these op-eds, that it's new information for us. That we're going to be like, oh my God, I didn't know that Trump was temperamental. Holy crap, I didn't know that Trump was impulsive, that he is tough on people, sometimes calls people names, that he is unconventional. Oh, holy smokes. You know what? I'm going to listen to these people who seem to know best, these people that are warning me, these good patriots that are warning me. I'm going to vote Democrat this year. I'm no longer going to be supportive of Trump because of these people warning me and telling me that I need to be safe from Trump. Really? Like, we really think that we're that stupid? That one of these op-eds is going to be the thing that makes the difference? It's insane. It's insanity. And it just shows how out of touch they are with people. How out of touch they are with most Americans. And, you know, the other funny thing is that they think it's really the liberals that are so stupid.